The rule for dimensions is the same as the rule for text. We should never create dimensions before knowing the plotter scale. Now, the same as text, if we know the plotter scale, the AutoCAD is going to take care of most of the work for us. Now, in this lesson, we're going to learn how to create predictably sized dimensions. And on my screen, I've got a mechanical part here, and we want to create some dimensions for this. But before that, let's take a look at the layout that I've got here. Now, this layout. Now let's zoom a little and see what's the plotter scale. It's 1/2 is equal to 1 foot. That's great. Let's go back to the model space. Now, before we create the dimensions, we have to create a dimension style. So I'll go to the Home tab here, go to the Annotation tab, from there to go to the dimension style. Let's create a new dimension style and name this as Annotative Dimensions. And we created from standard, and we're going to check this annotative icon, annotative checkbox here. Continue. From here on, whatever property you change here, we're changing it for the for printed sheet. All of these sizes are the print sizes. So if you want this, for example, dimension lines appear smaller on our printed sheet, we have to scale it smaller right here. I'm going to turn this to 0.12. Let's go to the text tab. Now let's change the text height. The 0.18 is a little large here. Change that to 12, and let's click OK. And notice that the annotative icon appears to the side of the annotative dimensions style that we created. This means that our dimensions are going to be scaled and automatically is going to be matched to our plotter scale. So now I'm going to say close this one. Now, before creating the dimensions, we have to take care of this annotation scale. So as we saw there, it was 1 to 2 or 1 to 2. From here we have to region once. Have to type RE and press enter. Now all these lines updated according to the our last or the current settings that we made right now. So from here we're going to create some dimension. I'm going to launch the linear dimension here, and we're going to create, before that let's turn on the object snap from this endpoint to this endpoint there. Let's create one more. Press escape or spacebar to this endpoint. Now I'm just gonna create a few dimensions just to be some examples. So I'm going to create one more, this time from this endpoint to this endpoint. Now let's do a scientific experiment. Let's change this to another size. For example, let's change it to 1 to 4. Let's see what happens. I'm going to create a radius here. See the difference. Notice something else, that changing our scale here, annotation scale, doesn't affect the dimensions that are created before changing that. It just affects the dimension is created after the change in that. So this would be appropriate if our part was plotted as 1/4 of a size. So I don't need this for now. I'm going to delete it, and I'm going to change this back to half of the size, and I'm going to create a radius for this circle. Great. Let's go back to the layout. Now the dimensions look appropriate for this plot here. From now on, it would be a good idea to make all your dimensions annotated. That way you can make sure that all your dimensions are consistently sized regardless of the scale of your plot.